Hey everybody, we are actually
Well, I've been sitting here on the dock by the bay, watching my blue skies turn to gray. Didn't know if I should run or stay, so I pulled up Mike's weather page, 'cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. Well, I admit that I had one or a few, 'cause I was down and I was feeling blue. But then I clicked on Mike's fan page. I saw all my friends now, I'm okay. 'Cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. We all know Mike's a real fun guy. He'll track the storms as they blow by. But when the drunk donkey comes out to play, Miss Julie, take his phone away. 'Cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away.
Not sure what the gusts are, but
well, there's Louie and her
definitely,
no telling what they're gonna do.
I think we're
You
seeing a
know
little
it's
higher gusts.
got more than a million fans. Yeah, 'cause now Mike's weather page, you know it's got the
Trying to keep the camera from getting wet.
Mike's
Key
weather
Largo.
page
We're in the
is
eye of
only a
Ada.
click or two away. Mike's weather page, you know it's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Oh my God, we take a day off and I'm all confused right now. I got a couple things I'm clicking here to get our chat working so I can see everybody. So bear with me. Officially, I have 15 more seconds, it looks like. 11. I don't think I'm going to make the countdown today. I'm clicking away here. I'm clicking away. Well, you can all say hi to Shelly. I know she's there somewhere on our page. Oh, there's a link. I'm getting there. You know, you don't realize that 3 minutes I have about 100 clicks to click to get all my little chats working. We're streaming on 5 platforms. That's a lot in itself. And welcome everybody. So we're on TikTok. Hey TikTokers, we don't get to read the comments, but we're there. That's new. At least you can kind of watch. Of course, we're on Facebook and YouTube and X. So good morning, and most importantly, we're on our MWP chat for all of our cat subscribers through the website. So hello cat ones, hello cat fives. Thank you for all your support. We are ready to go now to talk weather. Big weather brewing. Okay, I got a little emotional dog here. Wants to say hi first. Hunter definitely is the chosen one today. He's been extremely needy. So it's Hunter's Day. Hey Morgan, yeah, we're gonna talk about Saturday. It's an interesting setup, man. We got back little systems coming across the U.S. right now. We're gonna talk about lots of weather to talk about, and I'm actually gonna talk about a little bit of the tropics. I'm starting to see a lot more people talking about the tropics, and I'm gonna give you my 2 cents about that at the end. So, good morning, Miss Faith. Yep, Kim Cox takes his phone away. I think Shelly, we went through the rough times with me and the phone, right? You think I think I've matured. I've done some crazy things with Facebook Live. I probably shouldn't have. Going live at the Rays games, hammered. I've gotten a lot more mature, I hope. Maybe. The best one was when we were chasing Ada and we were at the hotel down there in the Keys, and I remember we got a 12-pack of seltzers and had a good old time. I think I was online for 2 hours. No, Dale, no. I just make better choices, Dale. But that was a good little live after Ada. We sitting out there in the wind and reflecting. Oh, thank you, Keem Davis. Appreciate that. What's up, Mary Carol Chapman? How's it going? There's Hunter. Yeah, Hunter's doing amazing. I cannot believe it. He was actually throwing up a little bit last week, and we let him figure it out, and he did really good. It was only a couple days, and he's very healthy now. And we took him to the vet, our local vet, and he was scratching a little bit with all this pollen, and he's doing so good. He's such a good boy. He's so cute as he throws up on my stomach right now. Oh, thank you, Jesse Rice. Andy and Tammy, good morning. What's Cindy Brewer? Good morning. How's everybody doing? It's cold outside, right? Jeez, man. It's dark and cold. We take Sarah out on the bus at 6:30 in the morning. It's dark and it's cold. Hey, Katie Haley. You got storms coming your way up there, Katie. Be careful. After our lives. Oh, Deborah, yep. Hunter loves to hang out with everybody, too. All right, we got a lot of weather to talk about, and we'll get to that in just a couple minutes. I'm going to try to get, we always start at 9:19. I might even do a graphic where 9:30 we get cut to the chase. Because that's about how long we talk before we get going with the weather, so. We might have 2 times. 9:19 fun, hellos, Wampa Room, and 9:30 we go right to the core. Loretta, yeah, Miss Reed, yes, very allergies. Him and Louie both have had to have extensive diet tests done, and he's doing a lot better. He just likes to sleep. Oh, weather's crazy, Tracy. Yep. Good morning, Mississippi. You got some storms coming your way, and I do include Mississippi. Everybody always says, you always forget Louis. I don't forget Mississippi. I got yelled at years ago. I did forget Mississippi one time. I do not forget Mississippi now. This is Hunter, yep. 52, Mary. Yeah, I think it was colder yesterday. I was up there. We're going to talk about it. It was very, very cold up that way. Terribly cold. It was very cold. Be anxious for this heat. Hey, by the way, a Daily Brew brought to you by our great friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Signing up for another year's support for Mike's Word page. So huge thanks to Mary and Sean and all the crew over there for believing in me and letting me do what I love to do. And their sponsorship goes a long way. Obviously, more than just talking weather. So big thanks to ABC here in Florida. They're born and raised just like yours truly. So I know a lot of our MWP support them because of our page. We really appreciate that. Big time. How about this tornado? This is on my buddy West News Channel 2 site. Unbelievable, right? EF2 there in Longwood area. Crazy. We had a broken line of showers. I remember showing the radar image in the morning, and we had a broken line of showers. Not a typical frontal line through Florida. So that kind of, I think, raised the question marks of these little supercell areas that were able to pull in heat and create, obviously, a 120-mile-an-hour tornado. Crazy damages. I was talking to my buddy. What are you doing, buddy? I was talking to my buddies up in Tallahassee. They could not believe it. The damages. A couple homes completely destroyed. Like Midwest looks, It was unbelievable. In fact, my good friend Austin, who's was heading to Tallahassee to hang out with me, had to turn around, and that was his district, and they had to deal with all that. So that was crazy, man. Does happen. We were only under a level 1 risk. Remember we show you those SPC colors all the time? Green, level number 1. I saw an EF3 one time in Lakeland that was a level number 1. So we always pay attention. Anytime I post those graphics, it's just like a hurricane. A Cat 1 like Barrel can be just as bad as a Cat 3, 4 sometimes, okay? Level 1 sometimes gets sneaky, and it got sneaky the other day, that's for sure. But this is where I was at yesterday, real quick, talking about that. Then we're going to get right into weather, I promise. We were up at the Tallahassee for their annual Emergency Management Day. It was a huge event, record crowd. All the people in Florida that are involved with storm, counties, fire, police, EOCs, emergency management, private, public, government. It was a major event, and they welcomed me up there along with Jason from Furman Power Equipment. We were there. So big thanks for them for inviting us to the Capitol. I met a ton of people. Oh, God, I might have to wear a suit one day. I don't know about that. Had an amazing experience, so I want to talk about real quick. Kevin Guthrie there sitting to the left of my screen. I don't know about your screen, but Kevin is our executive director of the Florida Division of Emergency Management. And he's starting a podcast called The Watch Office. And he wanted me to be his first guest. So that's an incredible honor. He is a huge part of our state. And a lot of states model their emergency response off of our state, which partly, big part is because of Kevin. So anyway, that'll be coming out soon. It was a really fun 30-minute podcast. Everybody wanted to know what we had in the bowls. You'll find out when you see that. And one last picture there from the Capitol. I don't know. I was in it last year, but that was a good picture. So anyway, what else we got open here? One last thing, and then we're going to go right into it. Promise 9:31. It was cool, Marianne. Yes. So we always like to have a hurricane-themed supporter, do some stuff with them through the year. So Storm Smart has jumped on board, and they're here local, and they do a lot of amazing stuff. Really good. Phil's been friends with the whole crew there, and a lot of innovative products, roll-down screen stuff. So I just wanted to welcome them to the MWP team. We'll be doing a lot more with them, but pretty amazing stuff. Roll-down hurricane shutters, screens, alternative ways to protect. Since we are a hurricane page, pretty innovative stuff. And they go to all these expos. We got some big expos coming up pretty soon. I'll be Dunedin, Oldsmar, Palm Harbor for sure. And I'll be posting those dates soon. Promise. And you'll get to meet that crew there. So all that good stuff. Appreciate it. Let's get into the weather. I don't know if one beer was enough to decipher this last night or not. Did anybody try to decipher? It actually makes sense if you can. Maybe. All I know is this. Yellow is bad. Okay? And basically, just west of Mississippi, all the way over to the East Coast, down into Florida. Yes, Florida is included. I was a little sarcastic to somebody who says, woo, at least Florida's not in it. Well, believe it or not, Florida Panhandle is part of the Florida Peninsula. So we got a lot to watch. I'm going to show you everything, all the latest, what it is, what's causing it. So just bear with me. A lot of these details come together. We've learned last week's system was bad, but it really wasn't as bad as it looked that far out. So you kind of get cautious, or I'm cautious about overhyping anything. But this has had a little more strong signal that we got potentially bad weather coming the next several days, starting today actually. But the big stuff's Friday, Saturday. Some's going to be Sunday. So don't feel bad if you couldn't figure that map out, because it is hard on the eyes. All this map says is there's a lot of weather. Okay, we posted this map a few weeks ago. There was nothing on this map. So when you see all that on there, it's not a 2-year-old. It's a lot of stuff. All right, so here's all the latest Storm Prediction Center maps. So I have these on the website. Mike's weather page is the same as spaghettimodels.com. You can see them on my app. I have a really easy way on the app. These are probably my most favorite graphics. And my brightness keeps going down. I must have adaptive brightening or something. I don't know. But my favorite graphics over the years was these SPC convective outlooks. And I got a simple link on the webpage or my app because I love them. And they tell you so much as far as areas. Now, what I've learned with these Storm Prediction Center outlooks is once you get past today, don't focus so much on the level, the color, because they're They change, they update. Once confidence gets, like tomorrow we might see yellow. We only see green right now. But remember dark green in Florida last week? We had an EF2 tornado. So these are coverage areas, and the coverage areas don't usually change as much as the level impacts. So these are very important to just give you an idea of areas that could see storms. Now, not everybody in that area sees storms. It's just the environment is going to be producing weather in this area that can see storms. Now, like today, the yellow 2-inch hail. It's starting to get into hail season, okay? So we can see some big hail. The four corners up there, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Texas. That was pretty good of me. I knew all 4 states. And then tomorrow, believe it or not, we got a line of storms all the way down to the Gulf tomorrow, Thursday, on the bottom there. Okay, this is system number 1. This is crazy. We got a little wave coming across today and tomorrow, and then we got a big low pressure coming. Then we got another little wave coming behind that, all within the next few days. So that's today and tomorrow. This is the big stuff. Friday, brewing now. 3 days out. 3 days out, man. These are pretty aggressive. When the Storm Prediction Center starts going orange enhanced 3 out of 5, showing you that large of a hatched area. Now, that could be EF2 tornadoes. It could be 75-mile-an-hour wind gusts, or it could be 2-inch hail. Somewhere in that black hatch area, they're expecting severe weather. Now, this could be tweaked again. It could be twisted a little bit. But confidence, every day we get closer, confidence gets a little bit more. And 3 days out, man, that's a large area. This is that big, deep, low-pressure cyclone. I had to call somebody out on TikTok, said I was fear-mongering. Shelly, are we going to keep up with that this year? How many times I get called a fear-monger? So officially, it's 1 that I've counted. Let's keep track this year. How many times we've been called a fear-monger? But we do have a deep low pressure, and I'm going to show you under 980 millibars. Incredible. That's like Hurricane 2 strength. So we're going to see some areas of hurricane gust, okay? But this is a large area of Friday, and it is unfortunately going to go Friday night. And then as we get through Friday night, the secondary system is going to start building behind it. So Friday night into Saturday is going to be a continuous weather probably area to watch. And then Saturday into Sunday here, let me show you. Here's your broader Storm Prediction Center map. So once we get past day 3, we get into day 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are just more broad areas. These colors are a little confusing because you might be like, wow, 15%, what's that mean? Usually the area of 15% ends up being a level number 2. Usually the 30% orange usually ends up being level number 3. So, but again, the big area, this is the day that most everyone's a little more concerned about. Now, I think they're forgetting about Friday. Friday looks pretty severe with that large hatched area. So Saturday is just as equally area to watch as Friday. But we do have a Gulf area down, including a lot of states, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, there, Georgia, Florida, pulling up with another system. And this is going to extend Saturday night. And then we have Sunday. Now the Sunday area, tricky. You start to get fuel out of the Atlantic. Now we got another little dipping system that's going to come down and linger. Crazy thing the Euro keeps showing is this little jet stream dip is going to linger into Monday. And we can have a line of frontal line that's going to linger into Monday, even maybe Tuesday, along the East Coast down into Florida. Powerful cold front behind is fueling everything eventually. So look at that, Saturday and Sunday. Now some of the individual maps that people have been sharing, not 100% learning this one. This is a CSU. It's a newer map that apparently is, always learning. Just putting it out there. A lot of big storm chasers are sharing it. This is for Saturday, showing you the highlighted area. Again, just building confidence on that general area of maybe pretty severe weather. And this parameter is rarely met this high. I do know that. So it could be, North Florida and Alabama and the Georgia there, just definitely Saturday night, this area right here. Another parameter is GFS, CWASP percentage, pressure, significant values of EF2s, So just got the idea we got something brewing, right? So, but I do want to break it down with some maps here on Tropical Tidbits, and just kind of show you why there's so much confidence that this is happening. So Somebody wants a tip jar for haters. Hey, we might make some money. We don't get a lot of them. Now, North Georgia, unfortunately, Tiffany, this is a pretty significant event. It's all fueled by the jet stream and pulling up moisture from the Gulf. How about a tip jar for that? I'm already up to 2 times calling it the wrong Gulf. I just say the Gulf. It's easy. Gulf. Should be some big rain. Sherry, yep. Hey, Robert, I'm over everywhere. Robert, that's exactly why we're everywhere, buddy. He's over on YouTube. We try to be on all the platforms. So, yes. So, all right. So, here's craziness. All right. This is really wild. Let me show you what's brewing. So, here's the euro. Now, what's really cool, let me show you 312. Is this right now? This is Tuesday. Now, so we talked a lot about, I don't know if I'm going to see it or not. We knew there was going to be a spinner off the Atlantic coast. There it is right there. You can kind of see it. Oh, you can see it right here. There it is. See it? That's that low that fueled our EF2 down in Florida. Now it's passing through Bermuda. Tuesday night, we knew it was going to do this. We talked about it last week. So look at that little low, man. It's a non-tropical low pressure area that's spinning that came off through the southeast. We were talking about this all last week. So it did indeed turn into a little low. Pretty crazy, right? I bet you the windy map even shows it pretty well. Somewhere on the map here. Where are you? There it is. All right. Guaranteed we're going to see it. Whoa. Some message. Look at that. There it is. So big old low spinning there off of the mid-Atlantic coastline. And it's going out to sea. But that's pretty impressive, man. Very large low pressure area. Guaranteed the seas are a little choppy out there, right? All right. That's happening now. There it is. But this is what's fueling today. So here's the. All right. So this is vorticity. This is upper level atmosphere instability. 500 millibars, a good jet stream number to look at. And the darker shades of red are just a little more instability in winds with your wind barbs. But what we're seeing today is this little bit of pulse. Here it comes through Texas, and look what it's doing. It's pulling down some juice here, making that big hail threat, wrapping in some cold Arctic air. This is later today and tomorrow morning. That's why we have storms tomorrow pulling up into the Gulf there tomorrow. So we got this little bit of system here today and tomorrow. This is what it's going to look like tomorrow. Just showing you that instability, a little bit of dip in the jet, pulling up some storms. We got some instability across Florida, so I'm curious if we got any rain chances down there. We'll look at radar here in a second, but this is your pattern. Now here's that big deep low starting on Friday morning. Very, very pronounced mid-level cyclone. Crazy winds at the 850 level, wrapping around. If it gets a negative tilt, you know, they worry about even more tornadoes, but it doesn't matter. There's still going to be tornadoes and significant weather with this very low pressure system. This is Friday night. There's all your instability out ahead of it. It's going to be creating all kinds of storms across the middle U.S. It's going to pull up north, but then we get another little spot here Saturday morning, and look what it does. It dips down another little cold front trough, and it's pulling up a lot of energy. Now, this is the one, some think this is going to be more significant than Friday. This is Saturday night, and it could last into Sunday morning, okay? This is the jet stream. So, man, all kinds of crazy weather, back to back to back. This is Sunday. This is why we have the storm threat chances on Sunday, all along northern Florida, all across that East Coast. Now, look what happens, man. This thing lingers to Monday morning. So this thing could stall out and bring some weather as it pumps down into the Gulf there. So interesting pattern there, man. This is Tuesday morning. I teased that earlier, how we might see lingering front. Now, this is what it's going to look like to March 13th. That's tomorrow. All right, so here's your storms, just very isolated, obviously, with some storm chances across the upper Gulf area. And then we get into Friday. There's that deep 974 pressure, 977, incredibly record-breaking possibly for areas for low barometric pressure. And then you can see the second line pop pop. This is Saturday morning. Boom. And this is where everybody's worried about extra Gulf fuel. Lower this energy is the tapping into that Gulf hot water, then we have more significant storm chances. And you can see it spreads pretty far north. Now here's the interesting thing. Here's Sunday night. It's going to linger here, but watch what happens on Monday morning. It just kind of parks itself here Monday morning. And it finally gets out of here Monday night. So we could see some sneaky weather, I'm thinking Monday possibly. If that jet stream's that far down. So I'd be a little cautious on Monday if we get some sort of significant weather on the east coast down into the Florida Peninsula as this thing pulls on out of here. This has been showing up really consistent on the Euro. So there's 6Z. Yesterday's 12Z Monday morning. So that's definitely interesting. There's your GFS Monday morning getting a push through. Big cold front. I wonder what the temperatures are going to be. Let's see here. Tuesday. Oh, it's pretty chilly. Look at that. That's a cold front. Well, obviously it's cold front. That's what's making this thing happen. But look at that. There's Tuesday morning. 40s and 50s reaching down to the middle. 53 down in Naples area. Ooh. 40s for the upper Gulf there. Some 30s in the northern part of Georgia and Alabama there. So, yes. Maybe Wednesday about the same. Yeah, well, it heats up pretty quick. And then maybe, oh, God, another little system coming down next week. But we're not going to talk about that. We worry about one storm at a time. Teddy wants to know tornado chance for Saturday, Ohio. Well, you just kind of got to, I mean, you're definitely, you're in that closeness, for at least for Friday. This thing's going to be knocking on your back door here on Friday, and then we'll have to see where they put it on Saturday. But definitely, you're stretching up there through Ohio on Saturday. So yes, Saturday could stretch from the Gulf to the Great Lakes. It's a GG. Diane, I don't think we're going to see much weakening. This secondary little surge has got a lot of power and fuel. Never really. Maybe I can just be honest. I don't remember seeing back to back like this. So the second one's a little tricky. I don't know. Will there be enough heat build back up? These, will the atmosphere be able to pump out more storms just a day or two later? We'll see. But definitely the lower Gulf area, because it's going to be denied a lot on Friday. It's going to be fueling. And, they look at the dew points and stuff. We can, take a look at that. Let's take a look at the Windy app here and look at the dew points for Friday night. See how this is definitely building. So, you just rule of thumb, you get 60-degree dew points or higher, then they start to worry a lot more. So, of course, here's Saturday dew points, 68, 69. This is on the Euro. GFS about the same. So, yellow dew points are fuel, warm enough to really create, when you have cold up top, which we're going to have cold up top, we're going to have warm on the bottom. We get a lot of lift. We get these strong winds rolling in out of the Gulf here. You can see that. And with 850 winds are talked a lot about. These are, you get 500 millibar winds blowing one direction. You got 850 millimeter bar winds blowing the other direction. You get a lot of instability. And thus you get the chances of some severe storms. So here's some of that coming up Saturday with some, into Sunday morning. So there's that secondary surge. Here's a surge. Let me go eastern U.S. so you can see everybody. This is your 850 level. This is not quite surface level, but here's 978 pressure. This is above the atmosphere just a little bit. But here's that big, deep cyclone development on Friday into Saturday morning. Right there. Big winds, instability. Friday night, overnight Friday into Saturday. And then watch what happens down here. Here's that other little pulse that comes up out of the Gulf. See that? On the back side of that cold front, or the front side of the cold front, and that's pretty low, and it's going to be getting a lot of fuel. So there's the high pressure fueling it. Everything funnels up north, and then the Euro's having it stick around into Sunday morning right here, and a little bit lingers into Monday morning. Then our next front's brewing. It looks like we're going to get another one. Obviously, it's spring, so this one's not as deep pressured. So, what do you think about that? Rainfall estimates, let's take a look at that. Sometimes these don't produce a lot of rain. We could see more rain on the East Coast because of this lingering. Let's see. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So here's 5 day. Yeah, look at that. Not pretty much nothing to talk too much about. Obviously, you're going to get rain where the storms are at. But here's some of your flood potential on Saturday. So there's basically your storm map is your rain map. So it could be something to talk about. We'll see. But right now, at least nothing's showing up too bad. 3 to 4 inches. Tennessee there. Nothing unheard of. Is this live? That ain't live. Is that live? That can't be. Is that live? Are we getting? No. No, that hasn't been updated. That's not live. They haven't updated their map. That's incorrect. Because this is what we got. That's live. But these are even behind some. The satellites are not keeping up. As you can hear, you can hear Hunter snoring in the background. Big time. Here's current radar. Hunter. This is where I used to throw koozies at him. There's your current radar, obviously. Very little. Heck, there's almost nothing out there. Where is it all? A little snow up there around the Great Lakes, Michigan, Wisconsin, a little bit. That's right. All right. So anyway, Tiffany, you missed a lot. Stay calm. Yeah. We'll see. All right. So stay calm. You bring up a good point. All the big time storm chasers are talking about 2011. We had a really severe weather outbreak there, and a lot of them are kind of comparing it. Maybe no one really knows, the dynamics. And one thing I've learned with trying to predict these big weather outbreaks is it's very hard to predict. They'll be level 3, level 4. I've seen level 5 fail sometimes. We've had level 5 in Florida sometimes, pink, and nothing even happened. So it's. I think the best thing is to spot the pattern, and you just kind of sit back and watch. That's why day 3, a little more confidence. Day 2, a lot more confidence. And day 1, you're really confident. It's just, it's tricky. Like I said, Florida was under a level number 1, and we had no tornado watch or anything. We didn't have a severe weather watch on Monday, and we had an EF2 tornado that did a lot of damage. A lot of homes destroyed. So just got to be aware. That's why I think the most important thing is to know those areas more than anything. You see that big area, you don't focus far out on intensity. It's kind of like a hurricane. You just kind of know where the hurricane's going. Then you start dissecting worst case scenarios. But the rain, there's going to be wind, there's going to be tornadoes, there's going to be surge. But the main thing is timing and that something's there. And again, if we look at some long range radar, let's look at we'll look at GFS here. I like to go to East Coast US, and we can look at the latest here on Tropical Tidbits and just kind of get an idea of timing. Here's that little surge late tonight into tomorrow. This could have some storms with it. Could have, as the SPC is showing, you could see some storms all the way into Florida Panhandle tomorrow. So yeah, you got, today and then into tomorrow. There's that little system coming across. And then there's that big system coming across. And we know there's going to be storms Friday across wrapping around the side of this thing. And there's your secondary surge. So there's your pop 1, pop 2. Crazy, right? Boom, boom. And it looks like it's going to last Saturday night into Sunday morning as this thing comes across. Here's Sunday morning here on the GFS, or Sunday morning on the Euro, which means overnight Saturday night. I told everybody in Tallahassee, said you got some storms coming this weekend. So unfortunately, this could be early Sunday. We could still see some serious storms overnight, midnight hour right here. Saturday night into Sunday morning. That's Sunday. That's midnight hour ish. Then there's Sunday morning, and then it slows down a lot. Here's Sunday afternoon. There is Monday morning. Like I said, so we're gonna keep an eye on some sneaky storms early Monday morning down through the Florida Peninsula. We're gonna have a big dip if that jet stream remains strong, which even on the 850 level showing some instability with that dip. But really odd setup here on the 550 or 500 millibar on Sunday, Monday. So we'll just keep an eye on it. I don't. Are they talking about it? Sometimes Storm Prediction Center will talk about it on Monday. Let's see. Day 5, Sunday. Strong upper trough will shift east across Midwest, Southeast. On Sunday, strong deep level flow will top of moist bands of convection will likely produce swaths of strong severe gusts out of cold front on Sunday. Monday, the upper trough's going to move over the Atlantic on Monday. Another one develops. Some potential could return to parts of. Okay, well, they don't want to talk about Monday. Trends will be monitored in the days ahead. So that pretty much, All right, I got some hurricane stuff to talk about. I'm going to read some comments real quick. Then we're going to talk about hurricane season. Everybody always wants to know, how bad is the season going to be? What do we got coming? Let me turn off some buttons here, because we have a lot of open tabs. There we go. We'll leave it right there for now. What do I think about Southeast? Well, there you go, Keem. It's going to be rough, man. For sure. Talked a lot about it. We'll try to recap maybe. So there's a lot of chit-chat about hurricane season, and everybody asks me in Tallahassee, what's it going to be like? And I do believe we're going to see initial forecasts are going to say near normal. They look at things like strength of La Nina. They look at water temps. They look at long-range precipitation maps. Now, what does that mean? I don't want to make everybody mad, but when I say it only takes one, it only takes one, okay? Do you want a lot of hurricane names? Does it take a lot of hurricane names to make it a season, okay? Because everybody gauges the season on how many storms we're going to have. So 2023, we had more storms than we had last year. 2023, we had more storms than last year. So if you're looking for a lot of named storms, 2023 only had one that was impactful. That was Idalia. One storm, but yet 20 named storms. Last year we had 18 storms. 14 is a normal season. Remember they predicted a hyperactive season that was going to go into the not the Greek alphabet, but the new name list. And we didn't even come close, right? We went to 18. But we had a ton of impacts that we didn't have in 23. So the name thing to me is just way blown over. Trust me. Michael in 18, we had, an El Nino year. We had the 60-day break with Ian and Nicole that year. It was not a lot of names that year, but so anyway, but you're going to start seeing a lot of talk about that. And I don't want to get wrapped up in the hyperactive season that I even got involved with last year. Everybody was predicting it. Well, again, who cares if they all turn to sea, which 23, we had 20 storms. Only really one impacted anybody that year, and it was Idalia. Last year, we had less storms than 23, but we had way more impacts. So it doesn't matter how many names we get. It's whether or not they hit land or not. But this was issued not too long ago. This is your ENSO outlook. This is your La Nina, El Nino. These months are August, September, October, November. So pretty much we're looking right here, the last three columns. And it's pretty much could be inching La Nina up towards neutral. Neutral's just as bad sometimes as La Nina. Typically El Nino, you have less storms. It doesn't look like we'll have El Nino. So they'll use this a lot with their preseason predictions. Basically, if not normal, they might go one or two. It might go 15 storms. I don't know. That's my prediction. But this is a big thing because it does predict numbers. And when we have an El Nino year, we have a lot more fish storms, it seems like, and we have a little more homegrown action. when we have La Nina neutral, we have a lot more Western Caribbean push, maybe more East Coast Caribbean, of course, continental U.S. impacts. And we see that with La Nina neutral years. It seems like we have more storms able to go around a stronger Bermuda high set up and go into that Gulf. So there's that. The European came out this week with their long range forecast, and they're basically showing normal numbers. 5.7 is the norm. They're predicting 4.9 as far as hurricanes. 11.7 is the amount of names, and they're predicting 11.9. It's all computer generated, but normal things. There are some precipitation maps here. You can find them on Tropical Tidbits. These are your 3-month averages monthly. So CFS modeling, green is above average rain, yellow is below average rain. CFS showing, here's June, July. Notice the main development region down in the Caribbean, a little less in July. Kind of dry August, a little more green there. I just don't. But hey, if it says we have a light season, great. Here's September. And there's October, a little bit more moisture starts to fuel, and maybe November. So, October, November could be just as bad for the tropics as any other map. Now we go to the CAN-SIPS model. It's totally opposite. There's August, September, October, so no November. I don't know, man. I used to publish these things, but I just put it out there. And a lot of them will use 3-month averages. So your 3-month May, June, July on SIPS. June, July, August, greens above normal. July, August, September. I don't know. And then the CFS model, I don't even know what we're looking at. But they are predicting less overall. There was a super blend model put out by Bidnell that takes the UK Met and the Euro, blends them together. It's called super blend. It is predicting less moisture than it did last year for the same time frame. So that alone might allow less hyperactive predictions, more average predictions, maybe. Biggest thing is water temperatures. I mean, I don't know if you can long range look at water temperatures, but I think we can look at sea surface temperature anomalies. And here's September on the CFS model, a little above normal. White would be the normal 30-year range. SIPS model, a little more warmer. So the water temperature anomalies are above normal. Here's November. But most of that is keeping it, 3-month averages, April, May, June, July. I believe water temperatures are the biggest factor as far as rapidly intensifying systems and what we've seen lately. So the water temperatures on both the CFS and the SIPS models. Here's October. There's September. So both are predicting above average water temperature. So, they got shear forecasts and stuff. I mean, you can look at wind anomalies and I don't know. I've never really seen these be much. But anyway, you'll start to see hurricane hype, and I've learned to stay a little more quiet in March because things can change, and I have got caught getting wrapped up into the preseason hype sometimes myself, and it's not needed. So, like I said, we have Florida 2004. Not picking out Florida, just letting everybody know. Looking at history of La Nina, El Nino, I present this a lot when I do hurricane. Look at Hunter looking at me. I got to show you this picture. He is so darn cute. Our friend Brittany got us a banana bed. It was meant to be for one. Oh, they're so cute. There they are. I don't know if you can see it or not. That banana bed. There's Hunter looking at me with his arm over it. Isn't that the cutest thing? And they're both sleeping in the banana bed. Steve, have a good day, buddy. Game log, thank you. Misha, I'd be paying attention to the weather. Homegrown, Steve, always the biggest concern, it seems like. These long track storms are just thing of the past, man. I mean, Beryl did it, but we got most storms Well, there's stats that show that some of the worst Gulf storms have all been tropical storms only 2 to 3 days out, and they all pretty much get going in that Western Caribbean or close to the coast down in the Gulf. That's the reality. These long track storms get a lot of hype, but now El Nino and La Nina, this is interesting. So 2004 was when Mike's Wear page started right here, but look at that. We were in a El Nino. This is the water temperature that they measure in the Atlantic. When it's warmer, creates more wind shear. We talk about it all the time, but bottom line, 04 was an El Nino year. Guess what? We had 4 hurricanes that year. Okay, 2005 was pretty bad. Towards the end, October, November, December here, we were in, here's 05, but technically we were in neutral peak season, and that was obviously some big storms in 05. I always bring up 18. 18, we were in, here's 18, we had El Nino, we had Michael, Florence that year, 23, we were in 23. We were in a very strong El Nino, but we had 20 storms. But we had Idalia. I can tell you this. So, see, El Nino was strong in 23. Years of El Nino, I'm telling you, years of El Nino, we have a weaker Bermuda high. Whoa, that's page got little. And this is what it looks like usually in an El Nino year. So El Nino years, you have a lot of wind shear, very much nothing here in the Caribbean. Bermuda high gets disrupted a lot, and you have a lot of fish storms. Look at that. All these storms in 23. We had 20 storms in 23. But look, we had Harold. I flew out there for that. I was so bored. And then we had Idalia, homegrown. So I did, El Nino years, it does appear the Bermuda high is weaker, and we get a lot more, that. It always seems that way. That was 23. 18, the same thing. 18 was Michael and Florence. Those are significant storms. There's 18. You can see, big cluster of storms in that middle Atlantic. Now, Florence figured out a way. Here's that wind shear zone from an El Nino year, a lot of wind shear from the Pacific. But look, Michael, Idalia did the same thing. Florence went like that. Believe it or not, Idalia or Gene and Francis came across this wind shear. Charlie kind of homegrown a little bit too, and so we do have a lot of wind shear down here during El Nino years. This is an El Nino year, 18. I always showed 20 was a La Nina year, and it kind of puts it in perspective. 20, compared to that, there's a lot more over here than there was over here. Stronger Bermuda high, more of that, and there's less shear to disrupt any development, so we end up with a lot more development in the Caribbean because we have less wind shear. And as long as that water's hot, which it is right now, look at that water anomaly. The water anomaly maps here on Tropical Tidbits showing you water anomaly is very warm. This little part of the Gulf helped fuel that snowstorm we had not too long ago. And this is going to be fueling our storms this weekend. That water anomaly is warm, several degrees above normal for this time of year, based on the 30-year average. But that Gulf Stream is pumping warm water anomalies up into the Gulf. Right here. So that Gulf Stream pumps up here your anomaly map. Let me show you here. Let's look at data. Let me see if I can do US values. So it's crazy, but that Gulf, man, it's 6 degrees above normal right now for this time of year. 5 degrees, 4 degrees, 5 degrees, 5 degrees. So 5.4. Anything red is about 4 to 5 to 6 degrees above normal, and this is just going to help pull up any convection and instability up towards that north. It's cool. Shallower shelf waters a lot of times help prevent storms from developing. However, that squall line that we had Monday was broken up, and we still had a lot of heat and a lot of instability in the air that allowed these things to become kind of supercells across the middle part of the state. But anyway, as long as this water's hot, 2 to 3 degrees above normal, that's what I'm saying. So these preseason predictions are just that, in my opinion. So, Brooke wants to know North Georgia mountains. Yeah, it's gonna be rough for you. Yes, you know. Again, the most important maps on my page are right here. These guys right here. Day 1, day 2, day 3, and this is 4 to 8. So Saturday night for North Georgia for sure. For Friday night it starts to begin, but Saturday into Saturday night into Sunday, for sure. So Saturday's probably the worst day for North Georgia. Could be ongoing a large part of the day, not just night. Trish wants Pensacola. I would love to. Carolyn, that's Hunter snoring. He's in heaven right now. Lisa, yes, we just went over all that. So I'll do one of my little reels here that goes over everything. Anybody run into this problem? Oh, anybody ever run into this problem? These disappear like I've never seen. And if you find one in the house, they're always dead. So when I went to bed last night early, I was proud of myself. I went to plug this in, and it's blinking dead. I must have 10 of these things. And then I woke myself up because I was tired at one point, and I looked everywhere. They're like socks. They're the new socks. They disappear. These little battery. So I need to get like a 10-foot cord and have it behind the bed. I guess would be the easiest thing, but I thought that was funny. Anyway. All right. So appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to stay on the Brew Crew side as we wind it down. I'll be live Friday. So there you go. Appreciate you watching. We're YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, X, and the Brew Crew. All right. Teresa, what's up? How's your coffee doing? Good morning, Miss Lisa. 57 of Danella Angel. What's this? A frame job? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Brooke, thank you. Cedar City, Utah. Wow. That's awesome. What is this guy doing? Yes. Let's see who else we got. Mary, thank you. Elsia, you're welcome. Francine, you're welcome. Air travel delays, Brandon, 100%. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, yeah. There'll be all kinds of weather delays, no doubt. Just kind of depends on timing and, unfortunately, the higher resolution models that are really good usually, like HRRR and that kind of stuff, NAM goes out 60 hours. Oh, actually, go to Tropical Tidbits. It's free over there. So go to the NAM 3KM is a pretty decent little model. I still like the HRR for events like this. I know a lot of people have different opinions, but anyway, if you go to Mesoscale NAM 3KM, it'll at least go out 60 hours. So you start to see the ideas a little better. But I still like the NAM. I don't like the NAM. Weather Nerds got a pretty decent little site too. If you go up here to Weather Nerds, right there, Weather Nerds. Go to you go to Eurofol. You can zoom in. I got zoomed in too much right there. You can zoom in on a box, which is kind of neat. Make the size you want. There you go. You can then click all kinds of stuff. Dew point, vorticity, which is spin, instability, cape, all that stuff. or you just want simple radar, you go to rain, snow radar, go to loop. This is probably the 6Z, but you get a little bit better idea of potential radar. I stop it and I fast forward it. Times is a little rough. Talk to Matt, actually. Matt might change his times to incorporate Eastern time or set your time so you don't have to figure out 12Z, 18Z, all that stuff. But here's Thursday morning, tomorrow. Kind of give you an idea of those storms that could be developing tomorrow, midday, Saturday, or Thursday. Here's Thursday evening. So remember, we got storm potential tomorrow. And this is not going to go too far out. But here's the things starting to brew Friday. This doesn't go high enough, so I kind of denied my friends north of the Tennessee there. But then here's that secondary surge Saturday getting developed. And then boom, Saturday morning. And there it comes, Saturday midday. So a lot of moisture to work with Saturday. And unfortunately, it could extend Sunday night. That's the big question mark. Does this thing keep on going Sunday? And like I was showing you before, Pensacola, Mobile, lower Mississippi, this is going to be overnight. So we could see storms, unfortunately, overnight Saturday into Sunday morning as we get this flow coming up. Remember Flo from Mel's Diner? Oh, hey, Trish, I like Airbnbs. Have a great day there, Chandra. Richard Reamer, we'll see you, buddy. Cool. Red Hills, where's that at, Melissa Ann? Trish, you got a lot going on in Lower Alabama. Hurricane forecast for this year. Nothing official yet, Rob. Forecast is it only takes one. But I bet you they predict a near normal season will be the official wording. Normal meaning 14. So. Cool, everybody. All right, I'm going to hit the button here. I got a lot to do. We'll see you Friday, and I'll be doing my little reels here, okay? So watch for one here in a little bit. If you want a nice little 90-second breakdown, they seem to get a lot of traction. So, see you Friday. We love grits.